Hey, what's going on, guys? As you guys see by the title of the video, I'm going to Summit Racing right now to pick up a Borla SwitchFire and a little bit of an extension piece to try and make it fit on my exhaust without welding, because I'd rather do it that way than have to weld in some pipe or cut or whatever. If I could just make this straight up work, I think that would be awesome. We're going to do some before and after testing for if it picks up any power or not. I'm going to try 60 to 130, but we might resort to 40 to 100 because I just don't care to go 130 without being at a track. So just to get that out of the way, guys, I really think that this car is going to pick up some power. From every dyno I've seen, it's not lost power or torque. It has really gained, and it's gained in different ways. I saw one earlier that between 62 and 7,000 RPM, it picked up like 20-ish horsepower, but it wasn't overall peak. At peak to peak, it only picked up about 4 or 6, but somewhere in the mid-range and the higher RPM, it definitely picked up a lot more. So I'm excited to see that over much else. And on that same dyno sheet, it picked up about 10 torque, and the only loss that I saw was a small minor amount at about 4,000 RPM. If I can find the picture, I'll actually just throw it up here so you guys can see what I'm talking about. It's on a fairly stock Mustang, but you see Complete Street Performance use the Z-pipe, which this is basically just a Z-pipe. Big Time used it on their Mustang, which it only made like 300 horsepower, but the gains were still gains there. But the thing that really put me over the edge is I'm like, well, everybody says, oh, torque loss, because in Complete Street Performance's video, he had the torque reading off because he was only doing power by mile an hour and not by RPM, and it didn't have the right RPM signal to have torque. And he did go over that in his video, but people are still like, oh, he's just covering himself. I finally found a dyno sheet that he only change was the SwitchFire, which on the Mustangs, they actually have a SwitchFire kit to change from their normal to the SwitchFire. So I am excited to see if it actually is going to pick up stuff on my car. Any little bit will help. I'm really planning on adding about 30 horsepower this off season, which right now it's, no, I'm sorry, it's not October. It's August. My season's done in October, and that's when I'm getting my transmission rebuilt. So, saying that, I did buy the suspension today, Keltrack. I'm trying to go as good as I can get. So I'm getting that, and then I'm getting the SwitchFire. I'm probably gonna do some shaft rockers. I'm gonna self-port the high ram, which you guys will see in another video, and then probably clean up where I drilled out for the 112 throttle body too, and then bump compression still. And I think all of that together, if it really does what it needs to, I think 30 horsepower is very generous. But as long as I can do that and then get a pretty killer 60 foot, I think that is going to be a huge difference for me between this year and next year, and a transmission that'll shift itself. I am going to get to Summit, and I'll meet up with you guys then. Well, I just got done picking it up from Summit. It took a little longer because I ran into my one old friend, Andrew. Andrew, if you're somehow watching this, shout out to you. He's behind me on the highway right now. But yeah, not too bad. We are going to now get home, do some pulls with the current stock exhaust, and then we are going to quickly and as efficiently as possible switch over to the other exhaust, so it's about the same time of day, probably within an hour at least, and see how it does, see how it performs. So without further ado, guys, I will see you guys when I'm out testing the Camaro. Alrighty, guys, so here is the Borla SwitchFire out of the box. I love this angle of it. You get to see all 4 pipes right by each other, but this is exactly 21.1 inches, so with the little adapters, it should be very close to fitting, so I shouldn't have any issues with that. It's very narrow too, which I do believe is what I need. So yeah, I'm excited to try this. But for now, we're gonna go do testing in this. And as much as I want to save weight from the car, I think this is one of the things that might just add enough power that it doesn't matter. I know the X-Pipe is obviously gonna be a little lighter, but I'm not too worried about it. So we're gonna try and get a 40 to 100 roll right now and see what it does, and then hopefully within an hour get another 40 to 100 roll and see what it does. So let's get started. I figured since I'm changing the exhaust, I should get a cold start on both. So as I said, just like last time, we are going to be doing a 40 to 100 through HP tuners because I don't have the Draggy Pro. Alrighty guys, so I stopped my drag radials on the back. I am hoping to go racing tomorrow, so this might be a little bit more of an accurate statement from the last time I did testing, just because I'm still in full race form. So I'm going to try and do the same drive and get on it at the same spot, because I feel like the time difference between the last two I did with the velocity stacks, I actually think the bigger one is slower. So actually for tomorrow, I'm gonna put the smaller stack back on it, but for right now I have my street intake. So it's not the fastest it can be, it's also not, it's probably the slowest it can be, honestly. So just a normal drive, let it warm up and idle, and then take it for a little cruise, and hopefully I am able to get something about the same spot. Well, that's the first test done. I will record both the 40 to 100 and then the 60 to 100, just in case I wasn't fully floored or I was spinning or something. My traction control light did turn on there, so 40 to 100, 60 to 100. But so far, there's test number one done, and then get it home as soon as possible, let it cool off just a little bit, and then start tearing it apart. Alrighty guys, so we just got it back in the garage. I'm going to start my timer now. I'm going to change my clothes, get the car jacked up in the air, and get to work. So hopefully everything goes smooth, and I'll be back out within the hour to do testing to prove that it was under an hour of difference. So before I keep jabbling, I'm gonna get to work. Alrighty guys, so we got the SwitchFire here ready to be installed, so without further ado, I want to hear it. So there it is, that crazy contraption. I am so excited to hear what it sounds like, so without further ado, let's cut to that. Alrighty guys, I'm not gonna lie, it's been 2 hours since I put this on, but I wanted to take my time and do it right, and I fought the exhaust pretty good. As you guys can see, the SwitchFire is down there and everything is removed. So the only other thing we need to do is put it on the ground and give it its first start. So let's do that now. First impressions, it sounds a lot smoother, if that makes sense. A lot more crisp. So let's hear some revs. Now for the final test, let's see what it does, 40 to 100. I'm gonna try and hit it in the same exact spot. All right, guys, I got good news and bad news. Good news is I got data. Bad news is on my second test drive, HP Tuners decided to shut off after second gear. So measuring 40 to 85, which is basically all of second gear. So I'm not losing out on any RPM range. I started at 40 mile an hour at, as I see here, 3,400 RPM. So in that case, 40 to 85 would be basically a full dyno pull, but it's only in second gear. So 40 to 85 with the X pipe was 3.77 seconds. And with the SwitchFire was 2.931, which is a difference of 0.146. And that's only going to be more significant of a increase the more I lay into it, which unfortunately I did, and it felt freaking fast. Like it was on a rip. So that alone is impressive. The tone definitely sounds different. It almost sounds happier, as crazy as that sounds. It's not as like bah. It's more of a wah. It's just smoother overall. So I'm really happy with that. Everything stayed together. The install honestly wasn't that bad. Huge shout out to Borla. Huge shout out to me thinking that I needed that. Shout out to Complete Street Performance. They weren't lying. Honestly, in the RPM that I felt, and even just drivability, I felt no losses anywhere. I didn't feel like just driving the car 2 hours earlier to now, I didn't feel anything that wasn't like, holy crap. The drivability felt a little better. The tip-in was really, really smooth. Might be possible, but that shows that it even made more power. So just rolling through the gears, it was a lot smoother. So that's awesome. I am really happy that I got good data. As I was just on the phone with Sean, I was like, I really think it felt like I was doing my 10.3 pass at 42, and I don't even have my good intake on it. I still have the street intake on it. So that's really not even the full enchilada of what you're actually going to see with this car, which is even better. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. I give the Borla SwitchFire a double thumbs up. I'm hopefully going to go to the track tomorrow and test it out. I'm just super excited now. That's awesome. I'm going to go back to the smaller velocity stack too, because I think the bigger one is just deflecting the air instead of actually sucking it in, which without the hood, it probably wouldn't be an issue, but I like running my hood. So yeah. Gosh, that's so awesome. Literally only a 2-hour difference. And just that rip you guys saw on the second test drive after the SwitchFire was installed, that was fast. That was really fast. I really wish I got better data, but it's 10:30 and I need to be in bed. So anyways, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And let's go do some track testing. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.